Hello guys, welcome back to the Free Hammers podcast live. It's me and Paul this week, and we're going to be going through everything West Ham related and any news that we like to cover through sports. If you've got any questions throughout the show, put them in the live chat and we'll try our best to answer them. If you've not subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you like our content, and please share with your friends. Let's get on with it. It's the Free Hammers and it's live. Hello mate, how we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers on Sunday Supplement.
My calendar must be wrong, mate, because it said there it was Wednesday.
Oh. It's good to be a West Ham fan at the minute, innit? And I love that we're coming on here today. There ain't going to be no negativity today. It's all positive.
No, mate, that's it. We lost, didn't win. Sack Moyes, sack the club. That's it. Sack Antonio.
It's a shame, though. I did that short review yesterday after the game, and I sort of said that the only disappointment was the result. You know, the fact that we lost. Like, I'm disappointed that we lost, but I'm not disappointed in the way we played, the way we went at them, the way we tried really hard to do them. What was your feelings, mate, on the match? Like during, after, before?
Exactly the same, mate. I mean, before the game, for me, it was a free hit. You know, I don't think anyone expected us to get a result. I definitely didn't expect us to get a result. For me, it was a free hit. And it was nice, actually, not to be worrying about the result, to be honest. Obviously, you want to do well and you want to get something out of the game, but never expected it. You know, let's be realistic. They're probably the best team in the world at the minute.
20 wins in a row is ridiculous.
So you can't expect nothing. So it was kind of a free one. So I was just interested to see how we'd set up and how the players would play and how Moyes would approach the game. And he got it bang on, mate. He got it absolutely bang on. We weren't sitting back defensive. You know, we were defensive. You have to be against City, but we weren't parking the bus. You know, we were breaking well. We were getting forward. We had a lot of chances. We had, I think we had more.
At one point we had the same. At one point we had the same amount of chances.
I think we had more chances than them. I was really surprised on Match of the Day when they showed the expected goals at the end. City's expected goals for that game was like 0.5 and ours was 2.3 or something. I don't really know where they got the over 2 from, but still, we obviously went for it. We went for them. And I was really pleased, mate. I was really pleased with the way we played. I was really pleased with the way, just the game in general. Yeah, we lost. We didn't get the point. We nearly did. But I don't think anyone can be disappointed with that. Oh, no, I really don't.
Not at all. Sorry, mate. Go on, yeah.
I was just going to say, and I said to you afterwards, I sent you a text afterwards, like after that game, we should not fear anybody in this league. Nobody.
I was going to do a video today, actually, with that title, We Shouldn't Fear Anyone, but I didn't get the time, so we can sort of discuss that a little bit later in the video. So their first goal came from my favourite player, Mr. KDB, floated that lovely ball over, didn't he? Any mistake there for you, or was it just such a good pass?
I mean, it's difficult to lay blame because, I mean, if you wanted to really break it down, Johnson maybe could have got a bit closer. But let's be honest, nobody expects him on his left foot to put a ball in like that. No. So I don't think you can really blame Johnson for not getting a bit closer, stopping the cross, because, come on, seriously. Like,
what about
world-class?
Bonner.
Sorry.
Earlier?
I think Randolph should have come. You know, the ball came into the 6-yard box. He should claim that. I think if Fabianski's playing, he comes for that. And then you could argue maybe Diop got caught under the ball. Again, if that was Ogbonna instead of Diop, he probably would have cleared it. But it's harsh to blame anyone because it was an absolute world-class ball. It was an absolute perfect ball.
He's gone into the top 10 now of most assists in the Premier League. And I think the next person he's up against is Beckham. So, it shows the sort of calibre of player he's up against. And, one of the best passers in the world, if not the best passer in the world,
And I think that was their first... I think that was their second shot, maybe in the entire game.
Very un-Man City goal as well. We'll float one in, bang. It wasn't.
And it's surprising. I suppose if you did want to be disappointed, like that's the type of goal that we've been dealing with all season. We've been stopping that. We haven't really been conceding goals like that because obviously our defenders have been so good. But they weren't able to break us down, and it did. You have to say that it came from just a an absolute world-class pass, but De Bruyne really just pinging one in. Yeah, brilliant goal. Like I say, I think it's harsh to kind of lay blame on anyone.
I think in those sort of games as well, you know, when you're so well organised, you've got Aguero, you've got De Bruyne, blah blah blah.
Mm.
The fact that their goals came from Diaz and Stones, I think maybe that they're not actually marked. Does someone mark Stones when he runs forward? Does someone mark Diaz? And then that's where you sometimes get that freak where you get 2 goals like that from centre back.
I mean, the first goal, like I say, maybe you could say Diop got dragged under the ball a little bit, but he did have a man there. The second goal, the Stones goal, I think that was kind of poor. You know, we just left him in the box.
Well, Mahrez was so good at that point when he had Johnson on toast the old game.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, I don't think you can really blame Johnson there because Mahrez just done him. You know,
right-footed player playing on the left-hand side as well.
Yeah, with some skill, Mahrez just done him. I don't think you can blame Johnson there, but Fornals reacted too late. You could see when the ball come across, Fornals saw Stones there and he tried to get back, but it was too late. You know, Stones was on his own. You could also see Cresswell looked up and saw him there free, didn't react in time. I think that was poor. I think we just left him completely on his own in the box. We probably could have dealt with that better. But again, I'm not trying to dig anyone out. I'm not being negative.
I'm literally clutching straws.
Yeah.
Then I think after the goal, mate, I think we were the better team for a long, long time. We had the chance where we hit the post, and thankfully we did hit the post because I think it would have been disallowed anyway. Because I think Lingard was just offside, I think, in that first move.
It's tight, mate. I'm not convinced it was. I know the commentators kept saying that it probably would have been pulled back for offside. I'm not convinced he was. But like the fact that he hit the post as well, I think that kind of spurred us on even more as well. You know, the fact that it showed, oh, hang on, we can get these, you know, we can create chances.
And then obviously the goal did come. The big man again, Antonio. I think he's only 5 behind now, 5 behind Paolo. Well deserved, mate. Well deserved for me. And at half time, I was absolutely buzzing.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like you say, mate, I think we were well on top at that point. We had the goal coming. I was so nervous at first because I thought when I saw it in real time before they showed the replays, I thought Lingard's knock was going in and Antonio nicked it off him. And I was like, oh, you prat. If he's offside. But it looked like he did exactly the right thing. You know, he actually did really well because it was going wide and Antonio obviously was well onside and tapped it in. And I was really pleased to see that as well, because if you think the last few weeks, how many opportunities like that has Antonio missed? He's just not connected right and it's gone wide. So, brilliant. Like you say, mate, well deserved.
Yeah. Second half started. Obviously, then they got their goal, which we've already discussed. But I thought I thought we was excellent. Again, if I have a criticism, and I don't want to be critical, is all I kept saying to my dad when I was watching it was sub Dave. Do you give him? Do you it's hard because I understand why he didn't sub, because we were playing well and the system was working. But do you think maybe that sub could have come a little bit earlier just for some legs?
Yeah, no, definitely. Again, anyone who watches this show regularly knows how critical I've been of David Moyes. And I have to say now, mate, hold my hands up. He's won me over. Definitely. He's won me over. Give him a new contract. You know, I've been on the fence for a while. But if he's going to come out against teams like City and we're going to play like that, yeah.
I think he's learned. I think he's learned from the Liverpool games and the Man United games that actually sitting back doesn't work.
Yeah,
you may as well go for it and be proud of the performance.
I hope so, mate. But like I say, if you could have any criticism of him, and we've said this all season, is the subs maybe could have come a little bit earlier. Maybe he was holding off just in case he had to bring Randolph off.
Yeah,
and he wanted to save a sub.
Mention that, didn't we, about Randolph?
Yeah, so maybe he was trying to save a sub there. I don't know.
Got nervous when Martin was warming up.
Yeah, I know. I know. Obviously, Martin's the more senior keeper, but in that situation, I would rather see Trott come on. I know it's kind of like throwing him in at a deep end sort of thing, but how else are you going to develop him? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, mate. I know. Like I say, after their goal come, they didn't really do much else after that. I know De Bruyne had one. De Bruyne had one where he ran in, didn't he? And we just couldn't stop him. And then what about right at the end, mate? If that was Craig Dawson, I think it's 2-2.
Dawson or Bonner. Yeah. definitely, mate. It was such a good chance, and that's. I actually thought Diop did quite well in general. I think Diop did well yesterday.
No, he looked good, mate. He did look good. Three
and in
games, he played
defence,
well now.
he was winning headers in defence, which was good to see. But yeah, he just got that all wrong. And if he'd have got it a little bit more wrong, it would have dropped on Souček's foot.
Yeah.
But it just was in the middle, not quite in the corner, not
How
quite
good was how good was Edison for them though yesterday? He just came for bloody everything, didn't he? You can't. There was no point putting a cross in.
Yeah, although he was a bit sus a couple of times. He's kicking out. He gave the ball away a couple of times. But no, he's obviously, like we said earlier, they're probably the best team in the world at the minute. And
£350 million sitting on the bench. Sterling, Foden, Bernardo Silva. It was ridiculous, their bench yesterday. So the game finished obviously 2-1. We didn't move anywhere. At the moment, Arsenal are beating Leicester, which is a good result for us if it stays the same. The big game, obviously, for us today is Chelsea-Manchester United. Really, I want Man United to win, I think. I think Man United win will be the best result for us.
And I agree. I agree, mate.
We will stay there, mate. And how good is that? How good is that we can, as you say, mate, it was a free hit this weekend, that if Man United were to beat Chelsea today, we haven't moved anywhere. It doesn't matter. How good is that?
Oh, it's fantastic, mate. But no, that's definitely, for me, that's the right result. I know a lot of people would say, we want to be chasing Man United, but why?
No.
It doesn't matter if you finish
lowest to lose.
Yeah, exactly. We're not obviously we're not going to win.
Fantastic draw would be a good result as well.
Yeah, draw would be all right. We're not going to win the league, so all you want now,
just in there, just
City,
in there.
Man United are going to finish second. Keep us in that top four. All the teams below us now, you want them to lose. I don't care if second and third stay second and third. If we finish fourth, you want the teams below us to lose. But it's going well, mate.
It is, mate. Just back to the match slightly, mate. Was there any standout performances for you for West Ham? I thought Lingard was excellent again. He just, every time he was on the ball, he was trying to do something, little turns, little intricate passing. I thought he was excellent yesterday. Yeah,
he's a class above. He really is. I think, Lingard, Rice is obviously pure class. You've got Souček. I think if we had, and I'm please don't take it that I'm knocking Antonio. I'm not. He's done brilliant. Obviously, he scored. Fantastic. He's been banging the goals in for us. He's been brilliant. But I think if we had a striker at the same level of quality as Lingard, we'd be blowing teams away.
Yeah, I agree, mate. And I think it's a massive thing, and we'll discuss that. I think that's a massive thing going forward for next season. So a great result. Well done, boys. Go on to the Leeds game, mate, next. They're such a hot and cold team, Leeds. 1 minute there will blow teams away for fun, and then the next minute they can't get anything. I can't remember what their result was, actually. Have they played yet? Have they played Leeds? I don't think they've played yet, have they? What was their score yesterday? I can't remember. Won't load.
Did they win yesterday?
Or no? Did they play Friday night?
I can't remember now.
Oh God, my head's gone. Oh yes, they lost to Villa, didn't they? They lost 1-0 to Villa on Saturday. Yeah, they lost 1-0 yesterday. Should be a team we beat though. No, I think we're good enough. I think we're good enough to beat. As you say, mate, we shouldn't fear anyone now.
Yeah. No, I think so, mate. If we're going in and putting performances like that against City all day long, we should be beating Leeds. Yes, obviously on their day they're capable of hurting anyone, but if we're going to carry on playing this sort of counter-attacking football, that's tailor-made for playing a team like Leeds who will just attack. Let them come in waves and just hit them on the break. Honestly, mate, if we play as well as we know we can, we could put 4 past Leeds. We really could.
If we have one of them days like the Aston Villa game and the shift, we could put a few past them. I agree, but again, they could put a few past us. It could be like a 4-3 game, but we don't look like conceding that.
No, I mean that's it, mate. I think our defense is so good at the minute. I really don't. I don't think we're gonna. If we're restricting teams like Man City to a handful of chances. No, it doesn't worry me. Previous seasons, yeah, absolutely. You'd say exactly that. Oh, we could beat them 5-0. They could beat us 5-0. But like you say, mate, and I know you've been saying it for a while, I don't see us getting spanked. I just don't. by anybody.
No, I don't mate. The only time we look like we potentially can get spanked is when our head goes. You know, like the Manchester United game, the Chelsea game. I think, was it the Liverpool game as well? Was that a 3-1? There was a couple of times where we conceded 3, and it was literally because our heads went. Like the Chelsea game, our heads went. The Man United game, the ball went out of play, didn't it? And then our heads went. That's the only time we look like we're going to just capitulate. But apart from that, no, we don't look like we're going to get spanked. And I just hope we can keep this thing up of not losing 2 in a row as well for the whole season. That would be incredible as well.
Well, that's it as well. We haven't mentioned that, mate. Obviously, it was a big thing they kept saying yesterday. But in the form table, we're second.
It's mad, mate.
Since Christmas, the only team that's picked up more points is City.
It's crazy.
Incredible.
It's crazy.
It's hard to.
No, it
accept.
is. As a West Ham fan, and I watched West Ham Fan TV's post-match pint, they said we're just waiting for it to end.
Yeah.
You know, like, as a West Ham fan, you're just waiting for it to, like, come on, this can't go on. This is not West Ham. But what a joy! Is this the best West Ham you've seen in your lifetime? Now, there's a question for you, or is it still a case of where we finish?
It depends what you're talking about. If you're talking about if you're talking about, you know, sustained performance and working as a team, if you're talking about quality wise of individual players, no. But if you're talking about as a team, is this the best West Ham team? Mate, is it like that we've seen?
It's a massive shout, mate. It's a massive shout. Yeah. Obviously, if we go on and break that win record as well, which is 16 in the Premier League for us, well, you've got to be putting it in the conversation. That's only 4 wins. We got 13 wins, 12 wins. I can't remember. I think it's 12 wins. So it might be 4 wins to equal it. We can do that. We can do that in 13 games. We can get 4 wins. I don't know.
Mate, that's the thing as well. The way we're playing, you know, and the form that we're in since Christmas. How many games left? 12 games?
Yeah, I think so. We're 26. Yeah, so 12.
Mate, if the form, I'm not saying that this will happen, but the form that we're in since Christmas, in the next 12 games, we could be looking at 10 wins.
Yeah, at 12?
It sounds crazy, but that's the form that we're in.
I'd be happy with 6 or 7 wins. I think would be fantastic. I really do. And like if we win half the games now between now and the end of the season, it'd be amazing. Like, listen, I don't know. We have to I always say about reevaluating your target. I think now anything less than 6 would be quite disappointing, to be honest with you. I would. I know before the season we would have took 10th, we would have took 8th, but I think now where we are, I'd be quite disappointed for anything less than 6. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I said last time that the sort of position of the table wouldn't really matter, but no, you're right. You know, from where we are now and how we're playing and the form we're in, yeah, absolutely. You know, you'd be disappointed if we finished outside the top 6. You would.
Yeah. No. Next question. Let's move on. So Lingard, mate, loads of stuff that Manchester United have put in this, like, oh, he's going to cost this, and we'll give you Lingard and Phil Jones and Dean Henderson. So a question I was asked, I think I did a video about it. I think it might come out next week, actually. If that was the case, you know, if it meant we got Lingard, but it meant Rice had to go there, I'm sorry, Lingard can go. What about you?
Yeah, no, definitely. Absolutely. It'd be absolutely madness. Swapping Declan Rice for Lingard. Don't get me wrong, Lingard's been fantastic for us and he's had a massive impact on the team. But he's not, you know, he's not young. He's like 28, isn't he? He'll be 29 next season. You know, we could keep Rice and go and find another Lingard. Do you know what I mean? Especially if we do finish in the top 4, it opens up a whole new world of players that we can attract. Whether Sullivan will actually pay the money for him is a different question. But no, it's no chance. And it's funny as well. The articles I was reading was saying that in January we wanted £80 million or something, and it put them off. But now sources think that they could get him for 50 million. What? So we're doing better in the league. We're contending Champions League. Rice is getting better, but his price has dropped by £30 million. How does that work?
Yeah.
It's rubbish, mate.
He's going to have a massive Euros. You know what I mean?
Nah, it's rubbish.
I don't think Rice goes anywhere this summer, and I know my opinions changed massively because this time last year we was all sitting here going, "Oh, farewell, enjoy the last 10 games of him." I think he stays for another year now. I do. I think Especially if we've got Champions League. Jesus Christ, the first West Ham captain to lead us out in the Champions League. He's not going to turn that up, is he?
No, and why would he leave? You know, if he's going to leave, he's going to leave to go on to better things and to win things. If we are showing that kind of ambition, and I think it would depend as well, you know, if we do by some miracle qualify for Champions League or you know, even the Europa League, then it comes down to, I think, the ambition that we show in the transfer market.
Yeah, did you see that Moyes said that Rice is on at him to buy, you know, Lingard level players, more of them, you know, yeah, El Nesri's and people like that.
Mate, that's what you've got to do.
That's what you've got to do. You've got to do, yeah.
Yeah, if you want to keep those caliber of players at the club, you've got to show that ambition. You've got to show that you're going somewhere. Otherwise, the best players want to win things. They want to win things, and if you're not showing that you're going to give them an opportunity to do that, if you're not matching their ambition, they're going to leave. So yeah, I think it does come down to that, mate. In the summer, you know, I definitely don't think he'll push for a move.
No.
Like I said,
I don't think he's going anywhere this summer. I really don't, unless he has incredible Euro.
I think, you know, I think if we qualify for Europe and we show a bit of ambition and we sign some good players, yeah, if we qualify for Europe and we don't sign anybody, and then he's going to start thinking, well, what am I doing here? I'm wasting my time. And then you might see.
And then you can't blame him. You can't blame him.
No, of course not.
No. Let's go in the comments, actually, because I left it a little bit late going in. Yesterday was the way we played all season. Every player is committed and plays for the shirt. We play with a real, what's that say? A written of the little season.
We play like this for the rest of the season.
Oh, yeah.
Is what I'm supposed to say.
I think he's been on the Bears already. The team did themselves proud. Afternoon from sunny Northwest. I thought it was a fantastic effort from the team. We played with confidence, and I haven't seen that in a long time. I think that's true, mate. Just skip it through. Oh, Arsenal are now beating Leicester 3-1. A fantastic result for West Ham. That, I'll tell you if that does come off. Are Leicester collapsing again like last season? Yeah, they did, didn't they? They had a massive collapse last season. Looked bankers for the Champions League, didn't they? And then they sort of faded away. We've got them soon as well. Yo Bendy, that's not for us. In the summer, for me, I would offer 50 to 60 million for Dean Henderson and Lingard. What about you, mate? I think we should go for Sam Johnson, the West Brom goalie, actually. The more I see him, the better he gets. I think he's a fantastic goalie, that West Brom goalie.
It's definitely something we need to look at. It depends on the budget, doesn't it? You know, it depends on the budget. If our budget is only, say our budget's 80 million, we're going to need quite a few players in the summer, especially if we qualify for Europa League. Especially if we qualify for Europe. I wouldn't be spending £30 million on a goalkeeper yet. Yeah, not yet. You know, it's a position that we do need to look at. If the budget was there, absolutely, you know, go for it. But I think there's other areas of the team we need to strengthen more than goalkeeper. You know, I think we could do with Fab for another year.
What sort of price should we be paying for Lingard, though? And do you think Lingard will come now?
Yeah, I do, mate.
Leicester obviously heavily linked as well.
No, I definitely think if we offered him a contract, he would come to West Ham. I think he's settled in well. He spoke before about how he gets on really well with the players. He's settled in really quickly. He knows some of the backroom staff. Yeah, I definitely think he'd stay. I think if he carries on the way he's playing, he's a 25, 30 million pound player.
I agree, mate. And it's back to that question, isn't it? Of what is the cost of the final piece of the puzzle? You know, if you know he works and you know he makes the team work, you can't put a price on it, can you? Like what?
Well, what were they saying? Three goals in 4 games. Now it's 3 goals in 5 games. How many assists
as well? Yeah.
You know, he's having a massive impact. And how much is it going to cost us to get someone else with those kind of stats, with those kind of numbers?
That we know is going to work, you know? And,
you know, you've got to put the name aside and put his history aside and just look at the actual statistics, the assists, the goals. How much is a player like that going to cost if we went and bought one from somewhere else? Like I say, mate, he's a 25, 30 million pound player. They were talking as well yesterday. If he carries on the way he's playing now, he could go to the Euros as well.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, then his price goes up even more, and that's the scary thing, isn't it? Yeah, I hope he does stay. I really do. But I do think there's going to be a little bit of games with that. I do. I think there's going to be a few games with that between now and the end of the season, and when the transfer window opens. Mitchell says, you lot still wanting to sell Diop on the cheap. 20 million still. I was impressed with his confidence on the ball. He's strong running out of defence. He looks like a non-injury prone Matip. I'd love him at Liverpool. Obviously, Mitchell's a Liverpool fan.
I've never wanted to sell Diop.
I did. No, I admit it. I did, mate. I thought he Bambi on ice. I thought he'd shot. I thought his confidence was shot. I didn't think he'd be able to come back. But 3 really good games on the back, and that's the amazing thing of football, isn't it? You know, you play 3 games again, and you're like, oh, actually, he'd look all right if Ogbonna doesn't come back to the end of the season. No, I can't. Like I say, I love being proved wrong. I love it. It means West Ham are doing well. It means the West Ham players doing well. And no, I wouldn't sell him now. I just feel a bit sorry for Balbuena, actually, because I thought Balbuena was having a good season. All the defenders have had a good season.
I might be wrong in saying this, but I'm pretty sure Balbuena's out of contract at the end of the season, and there's been no word of him signing a new one. So I don't know if Balbuena, I think Balbuena might want to leave and go. I might be pulling this out of the air, but I'm sure I heard somewhere that he might want to leave and go back to South America. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. But then there are there's a couple of young ones in there, aren't they? Alessi and people like that that look quite dominant. A couple of times they've played, you know, they look like they could be potentially really good centre halves. Yeah,
and that's the thing as well. You know, like you say, you got to look at their age. You know, obviously the boys in the academy and Baptiste and that, they're still kids. Diop's still young. Diop's only like 22.
I think, yeah, and it's back to that thing, mate. I think if he was an academy West Ham player, we wouldn't have been as harsh as we have been. I really do. Dan Bowden says, brilliant performance, can't fault them. We look like a big team, not a small team, having an FA Cup minnow style go at them away. Yeah, I agree. You know, like when Leicester won the league, there was always that like, oh, well, they're that good. Oh, now they're playing City, now they're playing Liverpool. I thought that's one of the best losses someone's had against Man City. And I watch a lot of Man City because I just like the way, you know, I like Foden and I like De Bruyne and that. And I think, yeah, we made a real good go of ourselves there. And the fact that John Stones and Guardiola said that was a tough game, I think that gives us so much credit.
Oh, without a doubt, mate. I know a lot of City fans have been saying that was by far the toughest game they've played, and we're the best team they've played this season. Yeah, 100%, mate, 100%.
Yeah, I like City as well. I like City. For me, if Darren Randolph and Fab are not fit, I would love to see Trott go and goal. Now when it's got so much at stake,
you'd rather have Martin instead.
I'd rather have Roberto, to be honest. No.
You know, I agree with you, Andy. I agree, mate. I would rather have Trott in goal than Martin. And obviously, you know, Martin, fairy tale story, all the rest of it. Realistically, he's a training ground keeper. He's another year older now. No, I agree with you, Andy, mate. I would put Trott in as well if both of those were out.
David Martin's got the best job in the world. Third choice goalie, mate. That's if I had a son, that's what I'd be aspiring to. Third choice goalie. What was it? Richard Wright at Man City was on bloody 60 grand a week. I think who else?
Look at Rob Green, mate, when he went Chelsea.
Yeah, 60 grand a week. Third choice goalie. It's madness. 60 grand a week. Third choice. Words and Pictures, great name. I enjoyed watching West Ham play City. Players were really good. Wish Moyes had made some subs 15 to 20 minutes earlier. Feels like a drop point overall, which is excellent. I suppose that's good. Soufal was a monster. He certainly is. Good shout for team in a season for him. I'll tell you, there ain't many better right backs this year.
It's interesting. Just saying about Soufal, they were talking about him in the commentary during the game, and they were saying that about when the fans come back, you know, the new heroes, you know, the players that West Ham fans haven't had a chance to see in person yet, and your likes of your Součeks and your Soufals. And it's such a big thing, I think, with West Ham. I know all clubs will say the same thing, but I really feel it with West Ham. You always get players coming out and talking about their relationship with the fans. And
he's not had that yet. No, Souček hasn't really either.
No, they haven't had that experience of a proper West Ham crowd getting behind them, singing songs for them. And like, if they're enjoying their time at the club now, I just feel like that would take it to a whole nother level. Like, can you imagine them boys as cult heroes? You know what I mean? And the fans behind them, and you know, I'm excited for the players, for those players, for when the fans come back. Do you know what I mean?
I agree, mate. I agree. There's a lot of heroes out there at the minute. That's where it's a shame with Lingard as well. You know, because Lingard would maybe have got that Andy Carroll thing. Speaking of United, what do you think of the rumours they will offer? We just sort of half discussed this. Matic Jones with Lingard for Dex. Jones another sick note, and Matic is slow and getting on. Phil Jones is the worst centre half I've ever seen in my life. Matic was a fantastic player. Listen, if you're talking Matic Chelsea days, unbelievable player, arguably better than Declan Rice. But like that's just the dregs. Do you know what I mean? That's like I'm going to use a Ian Holloway analogy here. It's like turning up at a nightclub going, the 10 out of 10's gone, the 9 out of 10's gone. I'm left with the 1 out of 10.
Yeah, it's rubbish, mate. It's not going to happen. Don't worry about it. It's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. Don't worry. If they want to go, you can have Rashford. yeah, come on in. Yeah.
That's I tell you what, right? See, let's put a spin on it.
Who would you take? Yeah, that's a good way.
That's what I was going to say. Obviously, like your Rashford, you know. Oh yeah, give us Pogba. You know,
yeah,
obviously that's
Bruno Fernandes. Yeah,
that's ridiculous. Yeah, that's stupid. But if you think of like the fringe players, what about someone like a Mason Greenwood?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think I would. I think I could be swung now because the finishing is a joke. His finishing is disgusting.
2-footed.
Yeah, pace as well, which we lack. Who else would I take? Would you consider something maybe of a swap with McTominay for money? If Rice goes there, Rice is taking McTominay's place.
Yeah. That's a weird one because I rate McTominay.
Yeah, I do.
I rate him, and you sort of look at it and think, do they even really need Rice?
Yeah, because McTominay is good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird one.
Trying to think who else.
They haven't got much. Like apart from, do you know what though, Martial? Well, no, he's going. Martial is probably someone that we could get. He's on cold. He's a fantastic player when he's on it.
He can be an incredible player, but he should be near where Martial is. You know, when he not Martial, Mbappe. You know, when he first come over, he looked like the new Thierry Henry. You know, the open body finish and all that. And maybe someone like Mbappe's rattled him a bit. I don't know. I'd like to know how much that's affected him. Like he was the French wonder kid, and then Mbappe's just come in and just took it to different levels. Any? Who else is there? Anyone in defence? I wouldn't take Maguire. I don't like him. I like Wan-Bissaka, but then Soufal I like as well. So yeah, there ain't much there, mate, that I would take. No. It's a tough one. What about you guys? Drop it in and we'll get to them comments in a minute. Lost to Villa, so Leeds lost to Villa. Yeah, obviously we spoke about that. Fornals had a great game off the ball yesterday. He is the same as Bowen. I think they will get better at the final ball and they'll be on Lingard level. The more they play together, obviously, the better they get. Look at Mark Noble next to Dimitri Payet. You know, Mark Noble, best season of his life. No coincidence. He was playing with a world-class player. It brings on your ability. But I thought Fornals was excellent yesterday as well. I thought the shift the geezer puts in is just ridiculous. He's such a hard-working player.
Yeah, no, definitely. I said at the time, mate, he looked like a player who was fighting for his spot. He was out there saying to prove. He was like, I want to keep my place here. Brilliant performance. He had that little bit where he got into the box. Do you remember he did the little sort of turn?
Yeah.
I don't think he really knew what to do.
What about Antonio's turn on the wing?
He just ran in a circle.
Walker. I think Steve McManaman actually said, I think he confused himself, which confused Walker.
Yeah, I agree. It's funny. He sort of turned and without the ball, he just turned in a circle. It's funny. It worked.
That's back down to that thing, you know, like these top players, they're so used to that, you know, that movement, that certain movement, that when someone is unorthodox, it can throw those best defenders off.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
If he doesn't know what he's going to do, how are they supposed to know what he's going to do?
Sorry. Leeds are playing very well, very hot and cold, though. If they have a good game, it will be a tough one for us. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Rafinha. Rafinha's a great player. Agreed, Andy. I think we should have started Bowen.
Who would you have got, though?
Yeah, I think the starting lineup was fine. I think Bowen could have come on a bit earlier. I was actually calling for him, and anyone who's watched this show for a couple of weeks, I have been digging Bowen out, but I think he could have worked in that team yesterday. I think it would have worked for him yesterday. Here's a question. Go on, mate.
No, go on. I was just
I was going to say, I've done a video this week, mate, and I know you're quite strong on it with Ben Rama, and it was like what? Actually, it was last week when what was my opinions on Saeed? What about you? What your feelings towards him? Like, and one of my things in my video was I said, if he doesn't get that goal between now and the end of the season, where do I lie with it? And I like Saeed a lot. I do. I really like him a lot.
I think, for me, you can see it's weird. Bowden, who's in the comments there, I'm sure he'll say it, but I was talking to him the other day and talking about Ben Rama, and I don't know really what he brings to the team at the minute. You know, as far as quality and goals and the rest of it, obviously it's not there. You can tell there's a decent player there, but when I was talking about it, I was saying obviously you like him. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, as a sort of edge of your seat player, someone who can pull something out the air. I'll be honest, mate. I don't even really get that from him. He's not a Di Canio or a Payet. Do you know what I mean?
He's very good on the ball, though. He's fantastic on the ball. Like,
yeah, but so's Masuaku.
I agree, mate. I agree that Masuaku.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like he's not special enough. He hasn't got that.
He needs to go desperately. He hasn't got that. No one's dimmy.
Like I say, yeah, but he hasn't got that quality. Like when he got the ball, you were like, something's going to happen. Di Canio, obviously these are the best players in our history.
He'll find that pass.
When he got the ball, you thought something's going to happen. You know, going back to like Joe Cole, like that kind of flair player. When they got the ball, you expected something to happen. I don't get that from him.
I do get it from Jesse. I do get it from Lingard, though.
Oh yeah, again, there you go, mate. Yeah. That's a good comparison. You know, if you look at Lingard and you look at this is a good comparison, mate. If you look at Lingard and you look at the effect he's had with goals and assists, and like you say, when he gets the ball to drive, we're talking about how much is Lingard worth, mate. We paid 25 million for Ben Rama.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's shown enough.
Is he a flop for you then at the minute? Or is there still a player in?
Obviously there's a player in there. But I don't know. I'm not convinced he's going to do it with us, mate. I said this to Bowden at the time. I said, if he hadn't come from the Championship, if we'd have signed him from a Spanish club or an Italian club, he would be getting pelters, mate. He'd be getting absolutely slated.
Do you think he's been given enough time, though, on the pitch?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, comes on for 10 minutes, always taken off around 75, just as the defenders are getting tired.
I just, like I say, mate, I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's not a bad player. I don't think he's done enough to justify the price and the hype. He's come from, you know, the Championship where he was tearing it up. Like you say, maybe if he scores a goal.
Again, if you compare him to Ollie Watkins as well, and I know Ollie Watkins is different, he's a striker. That impact is completely different again, isn't it? Like, you know, like they've had a massive impact. Matty Cash as well, you know. It's an interesting one. What about Lanzini then? Last one on these other players. Whoa, what happened there?
Talk about me making me contradict myself there then.
I know that's because I thought I'm going to make it tough for you.
No, that's fair, mate. That's fair. And, you know,
because I know you're like my one. I was a big Saeed fan. Don't get me wrong. I do think that he needs to do a bit more. There needs to be a goal. There needs to be an assist or a couple more assists. But with Lanzini, mate, I do think he's going to go. I do. I think he will go in the summer. I really do. What about you?
No, and do you know what? I think that's fair, mate. You know, obviously, I'm a massive Lanzini fan. You know, he's
and I like him. Don't think I don't like him. Respect that Ronaldo Messi thing. I'm more Ronaldo, but I don't dislike Messi. Yeah,
no, that's fine. I love Lanzini, but if you want to, our exactly everything I just said about Ben Rama applies to Lanzini as well. They're probably on the same level at the minute.
I don't think Moyes trusts him anymore, mate, as well. He hasn't brought him on hardly any times now. You would think after that Tottenham goal that, you know, maybe would have pushed him on. Yeah, I think if we can get 15 million for him, I think he will be gone, mate, sadly, in the summer. I do. It's a shame because I think, you know, if we would have, a few years ago, we would have been getting 30, 35 million for him, you know? Acid Joke says, should Antonio have been taken off the last 15 minutes? Would he have been in B if had someone decent on the bench? So, I think he'd run himself into the ground, mate. I think he did have to come off. But yeah, as you say, mate, there's no one to replace him with for is there? Odebeku doesn't seem like he trusts him yet. And that's where you needed someone like Josh King, no? Or anyone. Costa, anyone.
Yeah, exactly. It's just somebody, yeah.
Yeah. This is the best since Monker, Bishop, Hutchinson, Dixon, Potts. God, some legends there. Absolute legends. One first-team starter is better than 3 squad players. Yep, and we proved that in the Pirate season. Gokhan Torre, Faguli, Emaneki. The list goes on and on and on. Neil says, I can't see Rice wanting to leave London area myself, as to me, he seems very much like he loves where he lives in his new house and where he works. Yeah, and obviously his mum and dad live in London as well. So, yeah, maybe there's no reason for him to leave. At the moment, there's no reason for him to leave. Afternoon, Amers still buzzing from that loss. Scott Carson is on loan at Man City, also on serious money. That's the third goalie one. In 2000, when we had all the injuries to the keepers, Bywater came in against Bradford and had a mare. Later in that season, when Fuhr got injured, he got a run again and stepped up and could be the next choice. Yeah, I remember that season, mate. I had a season ticket. And before that, Sasa Ilic come in as well and conceded 4 against Everton. But yeah, Ian Fuhr was an absolute monster of a man, 6'7", I believe he was. But yeah, Trot's got to get a go at some point. But that's where Europa League group stage plays into our hands. That is where these youth players. Oh, someone's banging. That's where Harry Kane got his chance, didn't he?
Yeah. 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 We'll just wait for the construction site to calm down.
Yeah, someone downstairs doing it now. Right, let's go through these. Pent up adulation. Let us at him.
But the fans obviously coming back.
Yep. I'll tell you what, I'd buy Ben Rama just for how good he looked in the black kit last night. Looked like a superstar.
That's a beautiful kit. It's a beautiful kit. One of our best, I think.
It's very much like the Barcelona kit, though, isn't it? It's a bit like that. Oh, this banging's doing my nothing. Ben Rama is a player when you are not playing the top 10, when you need to dig in and fight. Fonals is in for me. Yeah. I agree with that as well, mate. Dan Bowden says, can't fault Ben Rama's work rate, but we get that from Fonals and Bowen, and both of them fit Moyes' system far better almost than fullback. Might have to wrap this up in a minute, just purely on that. They are burning effigies of Paul in Algeria as we speak. Because of Ben Rama.
Well, I've upset all the Moyes fans. Let's upset the Ben Rama fans next.
Moyes is coaching Ben Rama to drop the theatrics and improve his end product. Give him time, a goal or two, and we'll move on.
I hope so, mate. I really do. I hope so. Like you say, hopefully he gets a goal and it's that spark that, really sets him off. I hope so. Obviously, we all want him to do well. He's our player. We have to No, and I think he will. I do think he will. I do think he will. And I think there's a good point made by Acid there about Moyes coaching him. And I think in time that will come on, because if anything, Moyes has shown he's a fantastic coach defensively and all that. Words and Pictures says, yes, I like that Lingard Ben Rama comparison for the same price. Good talking point. Is the option to buy Ben Rama an option or fit? It's already done, we've already done it.
Yeah, it's done. It was done in January. Pulled a bit of a steal if the option, taking Brentford's best player whilst they're looking for promotion on loan. Yeah, no, it's done, mate. We signed him so we could sign Lingard. Bennett is smouldering. Can't wait for him to catch. Ben Rama keeps holding the ball too long. Bowen doesn't. Roast lamb for dinner now, gents. Take care. Speak later. Cheers, mate. Have a good one. So controversial stuff there, but yeah, interesting. Very interesting. Anything else, mate? Anything else, West Ham, that you want to talk about?
No, I haven't really. Like I say, just absolutely buzzing with how we're doing at the minute. Like I say, said at the start of the show, I say it again. Moyes has 100% won me over now. Like I say, if we're coming out playing against teams like City, like we played yesterday, he's got my back in 100%. It's just brilliant. We're just in such a good place at the minute. It's just fantastic to see.
Simmer did bloody well for Slavia in the week. Do we like him? He looks like a really, really, really top player. And did you see the stuff that they said? He's not available unless it's 35 million. So West Ham, I believe it was currently Hugh posted that. And then Slavia Prague denied it. Like, no, actually, he is available for a price. And he does look like a top player. It does look
It's
like
interesting that they've come out and said that. Imagine us coming out and saying about Rice. Oh no, actually he is available for 70 million. It's weird.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. He said it was complete. Like apparently the Slavia Prague chairman come out and went, no, that's complete rubbish. Like actually,
I don't think anyone's going to be too surprised that Claret and Hughes posting rubbish, but there you go.
Yeah. Sorry to any Claret and Hughes fans in the room. Is Mourinho is that Mourinho rebuilding Spurs in your back garden? I don't know, mate. Someone downstairs put a nice like punch bag up, so I'm hoping that he might invite me. Like, oh, do you want to do some boxing, mate, downstairs? Lingard is quality like Moyes, both hard done by Manchester United. I agree, mate. Yeah, and I think all that we can talk about is hopefully, we go on and do really, really well. And Moyes gets backed, hopefully, a little bit. We said a couple, bring a couple in. How many do we need, though, mate? 7? If it's Europa League, we're going to be looking at like 7 players.
Yeah, we need a lot. We're such a thin squad at the minute, and you'd like to think the players that Moyes wants, he's already got some kind of list. You'd like to think he's already got some idea of the players he wants, who he wants, different maybe levels of players, right? If we do qualify for this, then I want these. If we qualify for this, I want these. If we don't, then I want these.
Do you think El Nesri will come? Do you think there's legs in that?
I don't know. If we qualified for the Champions League, yeah. If we didn't...
I've not seen him play. Is he that good?
It's difficult. The thing is, right, if it was my opinion, how much do they want for him? Like 40 million?
Yeah, he don't.
No, he's not worth it.
Because I always judge money on speed.
In my opinion, he's not worth that because he scored a lot of goals, but he had back-to-back hat-tricks. He scored 6 goals in 2 games, and that's padded his stats a bit.
Yeah, because he won Player of the Month, didn't he? Last month.
And like I've watched the Sevilla a few times, and I don't know. I don't think he's worth that money. But if Moyes thinks he's the one,
then yeah,
you back him.
Because article in the paper today was about Adam Armstrong, and Blackburn have put a 25 million price tag on him. Again, is it just a little bit of smoky mirrors? I don't know. Again, mate, it's back to that thing. Whoever Moyes wants is the right player. If Armstrong is 25 million, go and pay 25 million. If that's who we want. I think we need 2, though. I think we need to go and buy 2. Yeah. El Nesri and someone else. Armstrong, someone else. Simmer and someone else. I think that's what we need to do. I'm trying to think anything else. If you've got any questions, guys, post them in. We're going to go for about another 5 minutes while me and Paul just talk. So boxing, mate, big match was announced last night. My favourite boxer at the moment, Billy Joe Saunders, against, the man, and I'm not saying he's not one of my favourite boxers as well, Canelo. I'm so glad that match has been made, I have to say.
Yeah, massive fight for Saunders. Massive fight. Realistically, he's not really got a chance.
I don't think so. I think he could win. I've seen Canelo fight loads of times. You can win 8 rounds against him, and then just that one punch, it's all over. It's called, the difference maker, and that's my fear with Billy.
It's hard. Like I've spoke about Canelo loads of times, and there's no denying he's a phenomenal boxer. He's an incredible boxer, arguably pound for pound. Yeah, arguably pound for pound, the best fighter in the world. But along with that talent, and I've said this before, he's the most protected fighter in the world. He is.
Yeah. No, he's got the Mayweather power now, hasn't he? Yeah, my mate in work joked about it that Billy Joe needs a knockdown just to draw. To get, Triple G was robbed as well, wasn't he, in that fight? He's a fantastic fighter, fantastic fighter. But you've got to put him asleep to even have a chance.
Yeah, if you ain't knocking him out, you ain't winning. He's the most protected fighter in the world. He makes
so much money. It makes £50 million a fight, mate.
Yeah, and I hate it at the same time because he's got so much talent. And I don't know, we're both big boxing fans. We love boxing. It's the most corrupt sport in the world, and it's just, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard sometimes.
Fight that. I'm really looking forward to it, and the fact that Canelo fought in December, he fought last night, and the fact that he's fighting that often, I'm hoping in the future it sets a precedent, for these top fighters to fight 4 times a year instead of the 2 times, or and they all blame Mayweather. I was watching a good little video on YouTube this morning saying that Mayweather set that, that the top fighters only fight once a year, and hopefully that changes now.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see. I don't think you're ever going to get regular 4 fights a year. That's too much, but they should definitely be fighting twice a year. You got to take in time, recovery after fights, and then a 12-week camp and all the rest of it. 2 fights a year, I think, would be good to see. 4 fights is kind of unrealistic. Really appreciate that, mate. Really appreciate that.
Mate. Words and pictures. I hope that's your real name. That'd be a brilliant. He says he enjoys the show from you both. Normally don't get here live. Good work for you guys. That's really appreciate it, mate. Anyone who donates, especially during these times, COVID times, really, really appreciate that. Is it wrong for me to be disappointed by getting nothing yesterday, or is it just a reflection of how well we're doing this season? I honestly thought we deserved something yesterday. Yeah, mate. I think again, I said it in my review. Credit to Moyes, credit to the players, that we were disappointed that we lost. What about you, mate? Anything on that?
No, exactly that, mate. Yeah. Like I say, it was a 3-1. Never expected anything before the game. We played so well, and I think, and they sort of said it as well after the game. If we had if that last chance from Diop had gone in and we've got the point, I don't think City. It would have been justified, and I don't think City would have been aggrieved with that. We did deserve something, and we were unlucky. And like you say, that just shows how far we've come.
As you said, Arsenal are currently beating Leicester 3-1. Barnes has just gone off injured, obviously one of their best players this season. Do you think West Ham could catch Leicester as well as fend off Chelsea?
I think so.
Why not? Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to be negative. I'm not like the last sort of 5 seasons where I'm fearing every game. Every game I'm looking forward to the next game. I wish we was playing a midweek game this week as well, but we're not. It's a shame, but yeah, but why not? Yeah. Right, I'm going to wrap it up there, guys, because I don't know how long the banging's going to go on for.
Let them in, will you?
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. If you've got any questions for Ask Luke series, obviously I'll film them on the weekends and schedule them for the week. It's going really successful. We're getting good views, good comments every time. So if you do have any questions for that, please put them in, or any other ideas for videos you'd like to see. Hopefully, me and Paul are back with another win. We play on Monday night now, so it's a little bit. We've got a long rest now, 9 days for David Moyes to devise a plan. Come on, you irons. Keep believing. The race to 4,000 is on. We're very, very close. Only another 700. So, yeah, let's go. Keep believing.
Cheers. Appreciate it.